there you are. It is Wednesday. So glad that you're here. Here's what we're working on this morning. We'll have highlights from a memorable presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
Services will be held this morning to honor the lives lost and changed in the 9/11 attacks.
And Six Nations is a win away from back-to-back Mann Cups. Get on in here. I would like to order up another day that we had yesterday, Brian.
I think we can do that for you.
It was perfect.
Fabulous.
It really was.
Yes, perfect.
It really was, wasn't it? It was there was hardly any wind. Temperature was so comfortable at 23 is what we got to. A little bit of a humidex around 26, but still sunshine throughout the day.
I can get used to that.
Yeah, it's September is such a lovely month.
It is.
Yeah, and if you want to get used to it, you can, because it's going to continue. It's going to continue throughout the week, and now it looks like it's going to continue through the weekend. It will get a little bit warmer. It's going to get warmer today. As I said, we got to 23 yesterday. Today we should hit 27, so it's going to get warmer. Humidex of 31 for the day, but gorgeous sun again today, sun again tomorrow. Temperature even a little bit warmer for the day tomorrow. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But right now, as I said, we're sitting at 11. There's still a few fog patches around. I had to drive through some this morning, so take care. It's probably in the outlying areas where it's a little bit cooler. Checking traffic this morning, nothing to talk about. Construction, now there's still some construction lingering, but it's pretty much coming to an end. This is our camera at the 403 and Waterdown Road. Doing okay. A couple of MTO traffic cameras to see if there's anything going on at Centennial Parkway. That has not started to build yet, but it will pretty soon. Same with the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. Looks good all the way through Brodie from Burlington to Oakville as usual. Doing fine this time of the morning. So weather and traffic, we'll check it, of course, coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, the news.
All right, thanks, Brian. We start stateside because former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris went head-to-heads last night in the ABC News presidential debate for the first and possible last time before the election in November. I want to bring in Simone Gavros, who's on this story for us this morning, live from Spencer Smith Park with details and highlights, and there are plenty. Good morning, Simone.
Hi, good morning, Tim. Well, it was a highly anticipated debate from yesterday with Vice President Kamala Harris and former U.S. President Donald Trump. There were a number of key highlights as the two debated some key topics around the economy, immigration, as well as abortion. But here are some of those highlights from last night.
Looking at different plans, if we can come up with a plan that's going to cost our people, our population, less money and be better health care than Obamacare, then I would absolutely do it.
We, over the last 4 years, have strengthened the Affordable Care Act. We have allowed, for the first time, Medicare to negotiate drug prices on behalf of you, the American people. Donald Trump said he was going to allow Medicare to negotiate drug prices. He never did. We did.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
And then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
The debate kicked off with Harris walking across the stage to shake hands with Trump and introducing herself to him. That then set the tone for the next 90 minutes last night. Both presidential candidates laid out their plans for the future of the country when it comes to the economy, immigration, and abortion, with just some topics to name a few. Harris was quick to control the debate with a focus on Trump's economic policies and even his performance at rallies. Trump criticized the Biden-Harris administration while repeating the false claims over the 2020 election loss. Political analyst Keith Leslie last night says that Harris came out as the strongest-looking candidate, while Trump couldn't stay on his message. Now, the night ended with a huge Harris endorsement from Taylor Swift. The pop star made the announcement in an Instagram post saying that Harris is a, quote, steady-handed, gifted leader, and reminding voters to be sure they register. Now, this morning here at Spencer Smith Park, I'll be getting more reaction to people who were watching the debate last night ahead of that countdown as the election is coming up in November. But for now, sending things back over to you, Annette.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, services will be held this morning to honor the lives lost and changed in the 9/11 terror attacks. Today is the 23rd anniversary of the deadliest terror attacks on U.S. soil. On September 11, 2001, hijacked planes hit the World Trade Center in New York City, the U.S. Pentagon, and they crashed into a field in Pennsylvania, killing nearly 3,000 people. Memorials are planned at all of the sites this morning. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are expected to attend the same 9/11 observances in New York and Pennsylvania. A fundraising campaign is underway to help a woman in Simcoe charged after a water gun fight at a neighborhood party. Wendy Washik says she was playing with a 10-year-old boy when things took a turn.
I was pumping the water in the gun, trying to figure out the gun, and trying to spray him at the same time. And unfortunately, while I was doing that, I hit the neighbor that was maybe 3 feet away from me. He was out cutting his grass, and the water hit his chest.
Despite her profuse apologies, Norfolk County OPP charged Washik with assault with a weapon. The police report doesn't say what kind of weapon it was. The charge, though, led to her suspension as an educational assistant. A GoFundMe campaign has been launched to raise money for her legal fees. She's set to appear in court on September 24th. A Welland man and his service dog are missing this morning. Niagara police say 24-year-old James Emery last spoke to his family on Friday. He normally checks in with them every day. James is white, 5'8", with a medium build, brown hair, and he wears glasses. He has a medical condition and will likely be with his service dog. Police say they may be in St. Catharines, Burlington, Durham region, or in Toronto near Union Station. There was an extra special guest on the red carpet at the Toronto International Film Festival last night. It was a Great Dane named Bing. As Emily Taylor tells us, he stole the show from Bill Murray and Naomi Watts.
Good morning, Morning Live. Bill Murray and Naomi Watts just walked the red carpet here at Roy Thompson Hall for their new movie, The Friend. And we also caught up with Bing the dog, who the directors describe as the Cary Grant of dogs.
What's it mean when a script has the Bill Murray seal of approval?
It means that I go to work. You know, I'm a lazy guy. I only like to go to work when it's good. As life goes on, you will find that deep loss creates moments of humor. Yeah. The greater the loss, the deeper the moments of humor. Like probably the funniest time I ever had was my 9 brothers and sisters in a limousine at my father's funeral. It was some of the funniest stuff I ever experienced in my whole life. We laughed so hard at people that were looking in the car going, oh, they must be so sad, and we were screaming with laughter.
Good boy, that was a good one.
How was it working with Bing?
He's a dream. He's like he's the Cary Grant of dogs.
He never refused to come out of his trailer.
Yeah, he was really lovely.
And coming up later today, we're right back here at Roy Thompson Hall on the red carpet for the premiere of Will and Harper starring Will Ferrell. We'll have lots more TIFF content coming your way. For now, back to you.
How did Emily Taylor get a interview with Bing? Wow.
Yeah.
Good for her. Yeah, Bill Murray, but Bing. Woo. Sportsline. Blue Jays trying to get back on track down at the Dome, facing the red-hot New York Mets, who are pushing for a playoff spot. The Blue Jays, they're pushing for jobs next season, like Davis Schneider, who's had a bit of a tough year.
A well-hit ball to deep right center field. It is off the wall. Kirk is in to score. Clement behind him, and Davis Schneider is into third with a 2-run triple.
Yeah, that was in the 3rd inning, where he brought in a couple of runs with that triple. Jays would plate 4 runs in the 3rd, go up 5-1 on the Mets. Former Met Chris Bassett did the rest, pitching 6 innings, a 1-run ball, striking out 8. Jays triple up New York 6-2. Rubber match goes down this afternoon. Yes, another work from Dome. First pitch just after 3. Let's go to the pitch for Canada, coming off a win over the States on Saturday. We're trying to prove they are the team to beat in CONCACAF as they faced Mexico and Dallas in a friendly. Neither side was doing that off the start, as Canada not happy with a play on Alfonso Davies, with the Mexican player going spikes up on Fonzie. There. Not too good. Best chance for Canada, though, and this one came in the 43rd minute when Kyle Laren's header is stopped by the Mexican keeper. At the other end, Dane St. Clair in the net for Canada, doing his best, not letting anything by him. This one ends in a 0-0 draw, but Canada has to be happy with a win in the draw against the two top teams in CONCACAF as they, well, I guess they're the top team as of right now, as their preparations for the World Cup in under 2 years continues. Let's go to the Mann Cup, where Six Nations is now just a win away from winning back-to-back titles thanks to a massive second period in Game 4 against the champs from the West and the Victoria Shamrocks. The Chiefs took down the Shamrocks 12-9 in Game 4 of the Senior A Lacrosse Championships last night from the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena, outscoring them 8-1 in the second period to overcome a 5-2 deficit for a second straight game. Six Nations now leads the series 3-1. They can win it tonight in Game 5, game time at 8 o'clock. Ticats back on the field as they get set for a must-win Saturday against the upstart Ottawa Redblacks, who enter Week 15 with an 8-3 record, good for second in the East. Head coach Scott Milandrovich announced that running back Greg Bell, rookie running back, will get the start for a fourth straight game over the popular back James Butler, who's been seeing his playing time diminished under Milandrovich. No matter who the Cats play, they need a win to try and keep the momentum going after a big win on Labor Day. They currently sit at 3-9. NHL training camps are just around the corner. Maple Leafs have some housekeeping to do, and they signed forward Nick Robertson, despite him requesting a trade to a one-year contract worth $875,000. 22-year-old, Toronto second-round pick in 2019, had a hard time finding a spot in the roster. So far in the pros, he had 14 goals and 27 points in 56 games last year. Could a former Hab captain be joining the Buds? Well, all signs are pointing to Toronto bringing in 35-year-old Max Pacioretty for a professional tryout. 2007 first-rounder Hernos Hamilton, playing here with the AHL Bulldogs, spent the first 10 years of his career with the Canadiens, and 4 with Vegas, and a season apiece with Carolina and Washington.
Down the outside, here comes Vitality. Bedard is there. Wyoming Bill is third. It's Erosa, but here's Vitality and Jose Campos seizing control with 1/8 of a mile to go. It is Vitality drawing clear in the final 16th of a mile. The battlers for second, Vitality and Jose Campos, much the best in the Prince of Wales.
Fort Erie, wonderful final kick by Vitality, good enough to win the $400,000 89th Prince of Wales stake. 9-1 odds. Jockey Jose Campos rode Vitality to victory in Fort Erie. Erosa was second ahead of Bedard, named after Connor Bedard, the NHL phenom, I'm pretty sure anyways, placed third in the 10-horse field. This is the second leg of the Canadian Triple Crown.
Coming up on 13 past 6 o'clock, the 11th morning of September here. We'll start with traffic, then we'll get to our forecast. Traffic doing fine right now. The 403, this is at around Waterdown Road, doing okay. That's one of our exclusive cameras. I was about to say we have no collisions and no police investigations this morning like we had yesterday morning at Mississauga Road. But wait, we do have now a police investigation that is happening here. This is at the QEW. The cameras at Cawthra looking back toward Dixie. As you can see, it's Fort Erie bound traffic coming towards us. So we've got a police investigation going on. The right shoulder and the right lane is blocked. Visual distraction, and of course that's slowing things down on the Niagara bound QEW. Back into St. Catharines, QEW Welland looks good. Centennial Parkway all the way through north of 2 toward Fairview Street, doing fine. East of Royal Windsor, that is the problem right now. The QEW around Cawthra and Dixie, pretty slow right there in both directions actually. Okay, temperature this morning, we're a little bit better than we were yesterday morning. We're sitting at 11 degrees right now. At least we're in double digits. Winds are light. Relative humidity is up there at 100%. Could be some fog patches around. I hit some of those this morning coming in. Air quality for the day today, low risk category for the morning, but a moderate risk later on. That southerly flow is pushing in, of course, and it's going to be a little warmer and a little stickier today. Just a little bit, not too bad. Ridge of high pressure staying with us, giving us the sunshine again today, sun again tomorrow, even as it slides off towards the east, but it's really not going to go away. It's going to just sit off the east coast, and another high pressure ridge developing. That disturbance you can see just coming out of the map, that'll be the remnants of Francine, which is a hurricane now. So 27 to 25 today will be the temperature range. Humidex about 31, but lovely sunshine today. Tonight, Just a few clouds to mainly clear, but the fog will develop again. Temperatures anywhere from 10 to 13 to 15. And then tomorrow, another beautiful day. Sunny, even warmer tomorrow. 28, 29 degrees tomorrow. Humidex about 31, so it will get a little bit stickier, but look at that sunshine once again. So out the door, 11th of September, we do have a mainly clear sky, light winds at 11. Long range coming up. Annette, Tim.
6:15. Let's take a little break. When we come back, we'll check in with Emily with a preview of what's going down in CHCH.
And after a recent labor shortage, CN Rail has now changed its earnings guidance for the year.
Good morning. Good morning to you at home, and
good morning
to you, Emily Vukovic.
Hello. Good morning. Coming up in Chit Chat, we had the opportunity here at CH to sit down with Randy Bachman and his son to find out what his most, well, I guess we could say his favorite song, or maybe his most meaningful song. We're also going to discuss the brand new, finally being made, Janis Joplin biopic, and Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl, new dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A kind of like, it's a rock star story.
It is, yeah.
It is.
Just not a new dad. There is a story that goes along with that.
Yeah.
There is, yeah.
Little tease as we get into
We will
Chit Chat.
discuss.
Okay, we'll see you at the couch in a little bit. Let's get into some business news now. Let's start with some numbers, shall we? Canadian dollar is up 4 basis points. It's trading at 73.57 cents US. Gold up over $10 at $25.54 an ounce. Crude oil up $1.24, 66.99 a barrel. Off to Europe we go. Hey Europe, it's Wednesday. Markets are down in London, but in London. London, you say? But up in Frankfurt and Paris.
In Asia today, the markets were down in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. Checking North American markets, the TSX dropped a little bit more than 20 points. The Dow was down almost 100, but the Nasdaq was up 141.
Okay, let's get into some business news. And the Canadian National Railway has lowered its earnings forecast after last month's work stoppage. So CN says the labor stoppage and wildfires in Alberta influenced this move, but adds its operations have since recovered. CN Rail is forecast to increase its 2024 earnings by 3.9% and its revenue by 5.6%.
Panel of judges says Facebook broke Canadian privacy laws by not properly informing users of the risk to their data when they signed up to the social media platform. A new appeal ruling overturns a decision from last year. It says Facebook's parent company, Meta, did not get the meaningful consent that's required by the Personal Information Protection and Electronic Documents Act, and that was between 2013 and 2015. Our privacy commissioner says the decision is an acknowledgement that international companies whose business models rely on users' data have to respect Canadian privacy law.
This is an interesting one. Keurig is being targeted by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for its recycling practices. The SEC says the company made inaccurate statements about how recyclable its K-Cups are. The agency says Keurig failed to disclose that 2 large recycling companies expressed concerns about the small single-use coffee pods, which they do not currently accept for recycling. The company has agreed to pay $1.5 million U.S. civil penalty in a civil charge filed by the SEC. That doesn't seem like all that much for a big company like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at business news.
Okay, Brian is going to be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast.
Ooh, looking pretty nice.
Get a close-up look at the Hamilton waterfront, full of activity and economic optimism. Tune in as Morning Live goes on the road to the Hamilton Oshawa Port Authority, September 12th, 6 to 10 a.m. on CHCH.
Coming up on 624, okay, problem on the QEW. Now, this is the camera at Cothra, and we're looking toward Toronto. So Toronto-bound lane's heading away from us on this camera, Niagara-bound towards us. It looks like it's right around the pedestrian overpass there. So what we have is a police investigation, and that has blocked the right shoulder and the right lane. So it's pretty slow, both directions coming through here, and that's because it's a visual distraction, Toronto-bound, and of course, you've got that lane blocked right there. Otherwise, the tunnel, Thorold Tunnel looks good this morning. Nothing there. Top of the Skyway already getting slow. Here's a look at Bronte Road. We'll flip way ahead to the 403 just south of the 401. That's doing okay right now. Look at this. Let's compare some temperatures that we have at the moment. Hamilton, the cool spot, once again sitting at 11. Otherwise, 14, Grimsby, Toronto, and for Mississauga. A seasonal overnight low is 11. So that's where we sit this morning. 21 for the daytime high. We beat that yesterday. We'll beat that again today and tomorrow. Those are our sun times. Sun doesn't come up till 6:55 now, and our records for today. How about for school today? Beautiful day. 15 degrees for the first bell, 27 degrees for after school, and lovely sunshine right straight through. So today, 27, feeling like 31, so a little warmer today, but sunshine. 13 tonight, tomorrow 28, feeling like 34. Going to get a little stickier in the afternoon. 27 for Friday the 13th, and again, more sun. And then look at this. It gets much better for the weekend. We had thought that the last forecast for yesterday was saying fairly cloudy as we head through Sunday, but now sunshine for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and nice, comfortable temperatures. That's your forecast. Annette, Tim.
Okay, there were some pretty special red uniforms on the TIFF red carpet last night.
Love this story. Members of the world-famous Burlington Teen Tour Band, friends of the show, were there. Yes, that is Pharrell Williams right in the front, wearing the purple sweater. So he had asked the band to be part of the premiere for his movie, Piece by Piece. Want to give a big shout out to Marianne, who's always sending us pictures of the Teen Tour Band because they're doing so many things. Thanks so much, Marianne. She says they got the music last Friday, rehearsed over the weekend in an empty theater Pharrell's production company rented out, then performed at the movie premiere's question and answer portion. Here's the thing, you get better than that, because it turns out Pharrell Williams, he had been in a marching band and talked to the Teen Tour members about the teamwork, lessons, and values that he learned. They say he was very, very genuine. Piece by Piece, which tells Pharrell's story with Lego, will be in theaters October the 11th, and the Burlington Teen Tour Band just continues to impress, and we love to share their stories.
Like they go all over the world, and I think, how special is that? Have the world come to them.
Just in your own backyard. So again, thank you for always keeping us in the loop of what you guys are up to. So congrats to everybody, the Teen Tour Band. Little Pharrell as we head to break. See you in a couple minutes.